All right, guys, we're going to be talking about the ancient Greeks today. And this is the start of our focus on the ancient Greeks. Then we have the Greek Republic. Empire is not really an empire, but basically it's a city-state grouping. And then we'll talk about the philosophers of the time. So that's kind of the whole idea of the Greeks. And then Alexander the Great, he's going to be a little bit later on, but he'll definitely be a part of this discussion as well because it's a big part. We learn a lot about Greece in different aspects, lots of stories, mythology, some great history. A part of this, some of it's true, some of it's made up, some of it's we're not really sure, right? So that's the fun part of that history is learning and finding out what's going on. So we got geography and early people of Greece. So let's just kind of look at this as a look here, so you can kind of see this date. All right. So look at the whole idea. You got the Minoan culture, which is that Crete area. This, of course, is the Mediterranean. This is Asia Minor, or what we consider Turkey. This is the Mycenaean culture and area is basically around the 1800, or it looks like 1600 to 1100 BCE. Now, guys, remember, this is still part of the time period that we're really discussing as well. And so just so you know, there's been some groups that have kind of grown as well. So you got this region in here, which is what we would consider most part of the Greek region. So Macedonia, Thrace, and that kind of stuff. So it just kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like as well. All right, so the mountains cover most of Greece's mainland. They protect and isolate cities. Of course, limited contact between people. Really, most of the way to get there was from the sea, and they had it blocked up. They had a great navy. The effect of the early Greece never really unites with one government, and that's again early Greece until later on, until the Persians come together and they try to conquer, and doesn't work out so well. So abundant water and natural harbors. Almost all of Greece is within the 50 miles of the coast. And so the effect is many make living from the seas and fishing and trade and that kind of stuff. All right, so there is some fertile land, but actually technically not much. This is some farming. Greeks will look for more land, and of course the spread of that. A fairly mild climate, and of course people spend a lot of time outdoors. I have some friends of mine that are from Greek heritage, and they've gone over there a couple times and absolutely loved it. The economy is not doing too well right now, but hopefully it will come back. So the Minoans, that is one of the groups that lived on the island of Crete, traded in the Mediterranean region, known for the labyrinth palace of Knossos. All right, is the Knossos, but Knossos. Frescoes show the scene of Minoan life and religion, and they flourished from the 27 to 1450 BC era. Okay, the name Minoan actually derives from the mythical king Minos. He is the Greek mythology. Minos was the first king of Crete, son of Zeus, Europa. Minos appears in Homer's Iliad and Odyssey as the king of Knossos. British archaeologist, Sir Arthur Evans, discovered Knossos and actually coined the name. So this is a Minoan fresco. And it dates to around the 1600 to 1450 BCE. Every 9 years, King Minos would pick 7 young boys and girls to be sent to Daedalus' creation, which is the labyrinth, to be eaten alive by the Minotaur. And eventually Theseus, son of King of Athens, decides to kill it, and he meets Minos' daughter, who gives him a sword and a ball of silk thread so that he could find his way out of the labyrinth of the Minotaur. And again, this is the story, right? This is the whole idea. This is another Minoan fresco. This is ladies in blue with long tresses, headbands, flounce dresses, that kind of stuff. The open bodices. Lots of, pretty fairly open sexuality in some of these areas as well. All right, this is a marine scene. Obviously, they're in the coastline and has a lot of things that they do with there. Now, this is the area that we're studying. It just kind of gives you an idea of around the 14th century BCE. And so you got Egypt in this area. You got the Susa, the Persian, Babylonians area, and this is the Hittite Hittite Empire up here. We talked about the Assyrian Empire in this region, Babylonians, and then Mycenaean Greeks over here. So this is that cultural area that kind of doesn't get crossed a lot until we hear about it. All right, so the Mycenaeans is the Indo-Europeans from Central Asia. They actually come over. This is Greek mythology. Agamemnon was the king of Mysia. He's the king or son of King Atreus and Queen Arope of Mysia. Brother of Menelaus, the husband of Okay, so this is when you get into the idea of Troy, right? Helen is taken to Troy by Paris. Agamemnon convinced the United Greeks armed forces. This is where you get into some of the story of the all the fun stuff. The 300, the movie, the 300 with the Persians and the Greeks and the Athenians, and then you get into Athens and the Achilles and all that kind of stuff. All right. Intermarried with native Hellenes on the mainland. So this is what did I do? All right. The Mycenaeans adopted Minoan customs, is said to have fought the legendary Trojan War, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Setting of Greek myths and Homer's epics. This is the 1900, 1100 BCE. So this is the area that we're talking about here, right? So this is Athens right here on that edge. This is Sparta. Sparta and Athens hated each other, fought against each other all the time. Eventually ended up working together to get the Persians out of there. There's a German archaeologist actually discovered Troy, so it was a fairly true city, right? But this is that Trojan horse where the waged against the city of Troy by the Achaeans, or the Greeks, basically, after Paris took Helen, and Agamemnon, brother, yada yada, led an expedition, besieged the city, and then the Trojan horse is brought inside, and they are hiding in there, and they come in and kill pretty much everybody in the city, and yada yada yada, and pretty much destroy everything. All right, so that is some of the top ideas of that, and you've got the invasions and migrations that happen of this time period. Everybody is coming in. This is Italy area right here, so this is where the Romans, of course, come through and start taking over in the area over there. So you got the Dorians. So this is kind of a Dark Age group. They a lot of infighting of different groups. They use iron weapons. They last from about 1100 to 800 BCE. They're also known as the Hellenes. And so this is the Ionians gradually come back, reintroduce culture, different things. And we'll talk more about what is Hellenistic and what is a Hellenist, different things. But basically the idea of the Hellenes is a Greek person. All right. So real fast, real quick on this type of stuff. We'll get into a little bit more of the age of Pericles, or the real traditional Greek city-state that expands and has all of the philosophers into another lesson. But that's kind of the down and dirty about ancient Greek or ancient Greece, and some of the problems that they had going into this, and some of the struggles. Some of it is it's made up because it's storyline. It's a lot of different interesting things about it. So anyway, that is the whole of ancient Greece. Let's do it. Next one.